Hey fight fans, it's Will from the team at SCI, back with another update on the road to the launch of Undisputed. Today we're going to talk about some of the changes we've made to punches. Punches need to look great and feel satisfying to throw, and throughout early access, we've heard from many of you that certain punches in Undisputed don't quite hit the mark. We're updating a number of our punches to make sure they have the kind of impact boxing fans expect, and we snuck in a little extra mocap time to make this possible. We've updated our stationary jabs and straights, so those ones and twos will come out cleaner than ever. You'll see more torque on that straight right hand, and the jab is now thrown with bad intentions.
I remember distinctly when this game first came out early on. I remember distinctly talking about the jab, talking about the cross, talking about how the punches didn't have any bad intention to them. Okay, so the gameplay footage they showed here, it was a few seconds, nothing too much. It's not long, but in that few seconds we can see quite a few things. So I'm gonna play it all the way through right here. You know, Joe Frazier lands a hook, another hook, and then boom, lunging hook. The ragdoll right there was pretty good. So let's go back and take a look at this here. Look at this jab right here, right? If you take a look at this jab, it looks awkward. It looks really awkward. So if you watch this jab right here and you're like, there's something about this jab. What the fuck? There's something wrong here. You're right, because it's all natural. Right? First of all that's moving is his arm. And if you've ever seen a fighter throw a jab, you understand that the only thing that's moving is not the arm. Everything is engaged. A lot of times they step with it, their torso moves forward, and when they also jab, the shoulder raises enough to where it rises above the chin. But when you see this jab right here, look at this. The arm is stiff like that, right? The arm is stiff, the shoulder does not come up like that, which makes it just look so unnatural. And I have a picture of a jab right here. Look at the extension. Look at how high the shoulder comes. The shoulder is high enough to cover the fighter's chin. Meanwhile, that's not the case right here. His chin is widely exposed. The shoulder is not high enough to cover the chin. And so it makes the arm just look extremely awkward. How there were strictly arm punches, how there was no hip rotation, how the whole entire body was not moving as a unit. And a vast majority of people dragged me all over the place and told me that I did not know what the fuck I was talking about, because what I was looking at was a flicker jab. And now here we are, about 2 years, maybe 3 years after I initially made that critique. The jab and the cross has now finally been updated. And all I can say to that is, I'm glad, all right? I'm just glad we finally got here.
Also updated the body straight so that fighters properly bend their knees. This looks a bit more natural and can also help you get underneath certain punches if your timing is on point. You've told us uppercuts can be thrown from too great a range, and we agree. So we've made adjustments to ensure their maximum range is more appropriate. Those body uppercuts are going to have to be earned from here on out. No more throwing that uppercut as a lazy lead punch. Set it up to get inside and use uppercuts effectively. Step-in punches are another area you've told us needs some love. So we've updated the step-in straight and step-in body jab to give you more options to get inside or chase down an opponent who's on the back foot. These new punches are less floaty and much more explosive and tight than what you've seen throughout early access. We're excited to be able to add these improvements.
Remember how much time we spent talking about those forward moving lunging crosses? I remember talking about how it would always fall short and not extend fully. And now they've also fixed that. I'm just glad that they're doing it. You know what I mean? I'm just happy they're doing it.
Improved punches to Undisputed, but they've also got to fit together well. So combination flow has been an area of focus. We've made sure these punches can be thrown together rapidly and realistically. Whether you're wanting to throw that classic 1-2-3, change levels to keep an opponent guessing, or mix up hooks and uppercuts inside the pocket, they should all feel better with our updated combo flow. These updates and more will be available on day one when Undisputed launches October 11th.
Okay, so credit where credit is due. The punches are looking better. And because these punches are looking better, it is going to lend to also more interesting gameplay. Of course, we're not going to see how it's actually feels until we get our hands on the game. But just visually, things are looking better. And when we get our hands on the game, we're going to give it a genuine chance. We're going to give it a true crack at it and see how everything plays out. And, you know, I'm not going to belabor the point just because I know it is not a classy thing to be petty, but it's hard to not be salty at the fact that these are the animations I was calling out a few years ago, about 2 years ago. And while I was doing that, I got very little support for it. While I was doing that, everyone and their mom told me that I was overreacting. They said that I was incorrect. They said that I should stick to UFC. I didn't know anything about boxing. The jabs that I was complaining about were nothing but flicker jabs. And if I knew anything about boxing, I would know that. Shockingly, this quote-unquote flicker jab has now disappeared from the game because it was never a flicker jab. It was just a terrible jab animation that everybody excused and called a flicker jab. The cross animations that I was calling out, and everyone was saying, no, it's fine. You just didn't know what you were looking at. The fighters were gassed. I was calling out the hook animations as well, how there is no rotation, how everything is just arm punches. Pretty much every single punch, the jab, the cross, the forward moving cross, the hooks, of course, the body uppercuts, which thank goodness the community as a whole cried out against the body uppercut. It wasn't just me. All of that now, we're now seeing that they themselves, the developers, they've gone in, they've done motion capture to change these animations to do exactly what I was calling for, which is make these punches look like they actually have some bad intention. Make these punches look like it's being thrown by a human being and not some kind of rubber doll, right? Where the bodies are all disjointed. The body is instead acting as a whole entire unit. When you're throwing a hook, it's moving your whole entire body. It's not just arm punches. And now these things are being changed. And it makes me feel really good, man. It makes me feel really good. And I'm very glad that once this game drops, I'll be playing. Man, it might as well be a completely different version of Undisputed Boxing than the last one we played, right? Which definitely means we're going to replay career mode and we're going to give this game a genuine crack, which is what I've always done. And so moving forward, you know, when the game drops and we give it a genuine chance and we call out the positives as well as call out the negatives like we've always done, certain people are going to try to rewrite history and they're going to try to say that, you know, we're just sucking off Undisputed and we've never critiqued the game and, you know, all these things. I just hope that you guys that have been following me, that you remember, you know, just remember. And when you remember, I hope you have my back and you remember that there was a time you guys were there. You were witnesses to it. There was a time when I was being dragged all over the place for critiquing this game, for critiquing the same exact things that have now been changed. Same things that I was told is actually working perfectly, and I just couldn't see it because I'm a complete bum who doesn't understand boxing. So I know this whole ramble I just did right now, there's nothing classy about it. I get it, but it just had to be said. It had to be said. So good job. Major props to Steel City Interactive for putting in the work and making this game look better. But it's only a matter of time before we actually see how the game plays, because that at the end of the day, that's really what matters. And we'll get our hands on the game October 11th. Before I go, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say it very, very clearly. I do not work with Steel City Interactive in any way, shape, or form. I'm not being paid by Steel City Interactive. I've never been paid by Steel City Interactive. If they give me the game early for whatever reason, I'm going to let you guys know they did. I'm not a part of the development team or anything. I'm not hired by them. I have nothing to do with Steel City Interactive. So if I say anything positive about this game, it's not because anybody told me to say that. And if I also say anything negative about the game, it's not because I want the game to fail. It's because I just want a good boxing game. If I have a good boxing game, it helps me. It helps me. It doesn't hurt me in any way, shape, or form. It helps me. It gives me more content to upload, new, fresh content. So I'm praying, maybe more than the rest of y'all, that the game is good. I hope for that. And every suggestion I make is to serve that purpose. It's all I care about. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it. Again, props to Steel City Interactive. Please keep it up. Please just do every single thing you can to deliver on this game. We're all hoping that you do. And I'll leave it at that. And then everything else, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we see updated animations. We see just updated gameplay. Something a little bit better than what we've seen so far. I'm hoping that once it goes past alpha, because they keep showing us alpha footage. Once it goes past alpha, you know, whatever it is that we're seeing is going to be updated, not just better than what we've seen right now. So I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, there's just not much to say. Overall, am I still excited for Esports Boxing Club? Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think everyone should still be excited for the game. Just be smart. Just don't be an idiot. You know what I mean? Look at what your eye is showing you and then act accordingly. Because if you blow this out of proportion and it doesn't live up to the mystique that you've created for the game, the amount of disappointment you're going to experience, it's going to shock you. So just a healthy amount of excitement and all the optimism in the world, but a healthy amount of excitement. Be excitement in a reasonable way, because there is no guarantees. There are no guarantees whatsoever. And I will leave it at that. Good luck to the homies at Steel City Interactive. I wish you guys the best. What you guys are doing is not easy. And whether this works out exactly as you want it to, or whether it fails, you have my respect. And I commend you guys for at least trying, because no one else is. No one else is. And you guys are jumping in. You're pouring money into this. You're pouring your heart and your soul into this. And truly, I mean no disrespect whatsoever when I critique any aspect of the game. I hope you guys, those of you that are making, like, if you see my videos, I hope that you can see that. I hope you can see that. I wish you guys the best, and I will leave it at that. Thank you for watching, folks. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like on it, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.